Welcome to Community. I'm your host, Cody Thompson, and on today's episode, I am so excited to have Dylan with me in the studio. Dylan, welcome.
Hi, thanks so much.
Mate, thanks for being here today. I've seen you at a couple of different events. We've bumped into each other a few times. It's nice to actually
Quite literally, I think.
Yeah, we might have.
Yeah.
Well, it's nice to finally get you in here. Dylan, I know you very well. Some of the audience don't. So tell us a little bit about you and who you are.
So my name's Dylan. I'm a 32-year-old guy with cerebral palsy and vision impairment. But I also do a lot in community with Humdrum, which is a disability service provider in Freo. I'm their resident unicorn wrangler, as it's called.
And for anyone that's unsure or doesn't believe Dylan, I think that is your actual title, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I can't put on the working with children's, ironically enough. I have to put like service manager or something, but yeah.
Something a bit more professional.
Yeah, exactly. A little bit, just a little bit more professional.
Look, unicorn wrangler, like I said, you're the first unicorn wrangler. I can't even say the word, but I've had on the show, which is great. I know the guys at Humdrum very, very well, and they do a fantastic job of doing things unboringly, which I think is one of their taglines.
Absolutely.
Tell us a bit about Humdrum, what you do there, and how it is so fun, and you get to become a unicorn wrangler.
So, yeah, Humdrum it's awesome. Very community, grassroots disability service provider. I, as the unicorn wrangler, do many hats. We have like the onboarding and phone calls, emails, trainings, outreach, stuff like this.
You're a busy man.
Yeah, always busy. I almost didn't get back to your email. That's how busy I am. I was like, excited and I was like, oh man, I really should give him some more info. But yes, it's a lot of fun. I run a training called the Rodeo, which is like bringing in new unicorns or support workers as they're normally known, but we call them unicorns. And that's just giving them a rundown of what makes a good support worker and how we can, upskill the workers we have. I even do a pancake breakfast every Wednesday. We call pancake banter because people, come for the pancakes but stay for the community, and that's open to everyone in Freo. It's been really cranking up. I've been doing it for like 5 years now. When we started, it was like 1 or 2 people showing up. Now we have like 30 people every week, and I think we went through about 6 bottles of pancake mix and 3 whole bottles of maple syrup. So yeah, it's great, and people just get to know each other, and you don't even need to be involved in the community. It's just getting people in that space and meeting cool people. Yeah.
Very, very cool. Now, I heard a bit of a rumor on the street that you love a good pun, and pancake banter to me screams as a pun straight away. Is that your craftsmanship right there?
Unfortunately, no. That was before I got there to come up with it, but I do love the pun. I actually get punished, you might say. At work, I'm only allowed 5 a day, so I might have to keep it. If they watch this video, they might garnish my wages. I might open it and see some parsley in there or some rosemary.
Well, I reckon you're on different ground, so I feel like you get a whole new 5 today. That it doesn't count towards your 5 at work.
Awesome. I'll take that up with the bosses and see if they agree.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, tell me a bit about. Obviously, you mentioned the job, and we'll get into some of that in a second. But firstly, how did you land a job at Humdrum? How did that start? Because there's so many people out there listening that potentially have a disability that want to get into work, and obviously work at such a cool and fun place. But take us back. How did it start?
It was way, way back in the distant year of 2019, 2020.
Pre-COVID, yeah.
Just before COVID, I think, when I started. I was lucky enough to do a diploma in community services at South Metro TAFE, and the students there, my classmates and the lecturers were so lovely. Really learnt a lot. Still friends with quite a few of them. And one of the lecturers there had met Ben and Tim at Blazing Swan. They'd done an event getting people with disabilities out in the community, and they wanted to take them to Blazing Swan, which some did, and it was awesome. There's photos of people dressed up as Shrek and in Bjork dresses. It's so cool. And she met them there, and they were like, hey, if you ever meet anyone really cool that we can do some work experience with and go from there, let us know. And she, as soon as my work experience came up, she was like, I have the perfect place for you. And she showed me their website, which I was like, that's crazy. And she's like, look, they're in the transition of moving, but you'll meet them at their home, but they're fully professional, I swear. So I went there, and these 2 guys looking a bit disheveled had coding on their laptop in their kitchen, being like, oh, we're about to move into the meeting place, and we're looking to do all this cool stuff for the community. And I was like, man, either this is going to be awesome or I have no idea. Like, check if I have my kidneys still, what's going on, is this legit?
It's only going to go one of two ways here.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, they were really lovely. I learned so much on that prac and really got involved with the community, got to meet so many of their participants and stuff. And then at the end of that month, I was in the middle of doing so many things. They were like, if we pay you, will you just not leave? And I was like, sure. So yeah, that was almost 6 years ago now.
Wow.
And it's been so good. Like, just being able to be given the opportunity, having my lecturers see that in me. And they really pushed me as well towards the end of the diploma, because they knew that I was going straight into the field. And I was quite nervous. I remember when they said that they'd hire me, I was like, I gave them a hug and was like, oh man, I've never been given that opportunity before. And it's just, they've really let me grow strength on strength, and they've really been supportive, and the team I work with now is so great.
Yeah, well, you're in a nice way very lucky, because that's not every workplace, but you're also just the perfect person for that role. Like, you're so positive. I can see it in the way you speak, how much you love what you do. And there are so many people out there that are probably not in that same fortunate position to love what they do on a daily basis.
Yeah,
So.
I love what I do, and I get paid to do it, which means I can keep doing it. So
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that is so cool. And it sounds like you tick the box of being cool enough to work at Humdrum. You've smashed that out of the ballpark. So.
Thanks. I'm glad someone else is saying, because when I tell people I'm cool, it's less believable. I think I'm really awesome.
Well, it's
I
on
think
camera
I'm really
now, mate. So
funny. Yeah.
it is real. It is as official as it can get. So that is fine. But awesome. Well, I love that story, and I love how it started. Thinking, that 6 years, like, so much time has passed. You've done so much. Like, what's the biggest accomplishment for you? Or, like, what's the thing you're the most proud of over that time?
I really like the trainings I do. When I started, I was so nervous. Like, I could talk to anyone, but I'd never really done it in a group setting. I'd never really been the center of attention. And being someone with a disability, you're either gawked at or kind of put in the sidelines. So being able to be in like a professional training capacity was pretty nerve-wracking, because like, I hadn't had people usually listen to what I'm saying that intently before. But it's been so much fun, and I always get such positive feedback.
Absolutely.
Like, people are like, oh, it's so great. It was very engaging, but also like informative. And so, yeah, it really helped sharpen that skill. And now I love doing it. It's a big part of my, like, what I enjoy at work.
Yep.
But for a time I was so nervous. I was like, what if I say the wrong thing? What if I mess up or something? But it's just been awesome.
That's so cool. And you wouldn't know, again, I can speak to the fact I was only at an event a couple of weeks ago. You were there, about 30 people in the room, and someone threw it to you to speak in front of everybody, and you did it off the cuff so naturally and so easily.
Yeah, they actually asked if I could then go do a talk or something, and I was like, I guess so. I didn't even... I just kind of snuck in there, like,
mate,
10
take
minutes
it.
in.
I think they had to wrap you up at one point because you were doing so well. And they're like, oh, we actually need to go to the actual guest speakers. So it's just proof that, like you said, sharpening that skill and learning it, and to turn it from a fear into a strength is something you should be really proud of. So
I mean, it was great too, because before that, I got to run a training. I have a twin with cerebral palsy as well, and they would fall and freeze and hurt themselves. So I did a training called Trip Advisor, advising people how to fall safely, and that was great fun. That had training with the OT and helped me run it. The only feedback I got was I wasn't allowed to play Let the Bodies Hit the Floor. That was too aggressive for the music in the
they had to
training.
rein that in a little bit.
But other than that, they let me have free reign, and they had some really good strategies to build my confidence.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can say here, but they used to do a method called the Samuel Jackson method.
Okay.
Where when I was nervous, they would pretend they couldn't hear me until I called them motherfuckers. And that really, like, it's funny, but it really did, like, boost my confidence now. So it's, and now I, make sure that I can be listened to and have the confidence to speak up for myself. So.
Absolutely. Well, again, I think I said it at the top, but Humdrum do things differently, but in a good way. They're unboringly when the way they go about their training and do different things. And clearly it's resonated with you because you've learned the skill and you, like you said, you remember it. I've sat in so many boardrooms and trainings where it's the same boring, methodical thing. And I couldn't tell you what it was about. Yeah. So the fact that it's stuck is obviously really great. Now, we mentioned what you've achieved to date, and that is incredible. What about the flip? Like, looking forward, do you have any goals that you're targeting towards, or anything that you're working on?
Yeah, definitely doing more outreach like this, just letting people know, like, yeah, we are fun and we're pretty chill, but we're also really serious and have a lot of really hardworking people in the background doing things like compliance and making sure our participants are getting really good care. And, like, on the outside, people are like, oh, they just do like fun stuff in Freo, but we're actually all over WA doing so much work that you wouldn't be able to tell from the website. I've had so many people call me and be like, are you guys real? Like, are you legit? And I'm like, man, we really got to get out there and show people, yes, we are.
Yeah.
We've even started a little similar, this kind of like a studio there to film things for our participants and stuff like that. And we've had some awesome ads come out of participants getting involved in, filming and in the actual advertising and stuff, and they've been crushing it. It looks so good.
I have seen what the Humdrum media team have been doing in the media house. It's very, very cool stuff, and I'm sure there'll be things to release in the coming weeks and months ahead, but it's so cool to see the participants getting involved and having such a good time.
Yeah, I mean, that's what community is all about. We meet these awesome people with these awesome skills. We want to show it off,
Yeah, absolutely. Don't you think, though, isn't it such a sad indictment on the world that people, like you said, call up and go, and you guys actually real, because the fun that it seems that you're having and the enjoyment is so real, but so I don't know, authentic that people actually second guess it like that. I think it is so sad. It's a great thing for Humdrum, but it's so sad that the rest of the world is sort of catching up and going, well, how are these guys doing it and enjoying themselves so much?
Yeah, it is. It is interesting. I think they've kind of ruined offices for me now. I don't know if I go to any other company, if I'd be able to be like, wait a minute, you're telling me there isn't swan gold taps and cool dragon things in the bathroom and tiles everywhere? Is this even an office?
Absolutely. They've ruined offices moving forward.
I mean, they look after their employees. The hardest working employee has to be the coffee machine, and they've just upgraded it and taken care of it. That's real leadership right there.
Absolutely. I love that. I love that. Hey guys, a quick message from our sponsors, SN Training. Are you looking for complex care training that you can trust? SN Training are nurse-owned and nurse-led, delivering both accredited training and non-accredited training with a focus in the NDIS high-intensity supports. Compassion is at the forefront of everything they do. They deliver evidence-based, practical education led by experienced nurses who role model best practice and inspire confidence when it comes to high-quality support. With human-centered practice at the heart of everything that they do, you'll not only learn, but you'll learn the right way. SN Training is where expertise meets care and your learning makes a difference. We're so excited to be working with SN Training. They share the same passion that we have for shining the light on positivity in the NDIS sector and for people living with a disability, and we can't wait to keep working with them. Now back to the episode. Now tell me, you mentioned before when it comes to working at Humdrum, you're I think you said the unicorn wrangler and the unicorns are support workers. Mm-hmm. I meet so many support workers at my expos that we run. I see them in the community all the time. I feel like you'd be as good a place as anyone to be able to give advice on what is a good support worker. And I mean that in the sense of what do you think are some of the key attributes that make a really good support worker?
I think that's a really important question because it means different things for different people.
Totally.
But generally, for having a support worker that's just prepared to assist with whatever the day brings. If you're walking into someone's day to day and maybe they're like, hey, I'm going to gym on Thursday. And then they get there and you're like, I'm not really feeling gym, but can we go for a walk or something? Or take my dog out, or I need to do stuff around the house. A good support worker will be like, cool, I'll help you with that. I've had so many supports be like, oh, I'm a support worker, not a cleaner. And I'm like, but it's kind of one and the same. If I need help cleaning so that we can have the house ready so I can have friends over. Yep. And it means that they'll come back next week because the place isn't, then get there and go, oh, Dylan's place is a bit grotty, or whatever. That really does help. So just being prepared, being focused and alert. I hate it when I see support workers on their phone while the participants off by themselves. Or I've had so many horror stories from other providers of support workers taking their participants out on they had their own dates, the support worker, and they just had the participant in the corner.
Oh, that's terrible.
It's just why are you even doing that? So making sure that support workers know they really do make a difference and they really can have a really good impact just being present and being alert and ready to take what the day brings,
Absolutely.
Things in life don't always go to plan, especially when you have a disability. So having someone there reliable who's like, yeah, we're willing to take on this means the world. It's kind of how I got here. I had a support worker that went above and beyond and was like, hey, Dylan's kind of going in circles, but he has these goals he wants to achieve. And she was told, oh, that's not your pay grade. that's above your pay grade. So then she got a promotion to then organize my team. And then from there, they were like, cool, we're going to help him get to TAFE. We're going to help him do this, help him with his exercises and do, 6-month check-ins. And from there, I was able to, finish TAFE, get involved. And now I'm helping other participants hopefully find those same teams to reach the same goal.
It's so cool. And it's, again, I guess why they're called unicorns, right? Because I wish they were dime a dozen. I wish they were, I don't know, horses or whatever probably the better reality is, but they're not. They're good support workers, and there are incredible support workers out there. And obviously, like you said, finding the right ones is so important. And having that reliability, but that adaptability to see what's happening in the day and make changes, I think is so important.
I mean, the simple thing as well, I would love to go swimming with my supports. I mean, my older provider, they were great, but like they'd send just a local support worker and they'd be like, oh yeah, I'll take you to the pool, but I'm not prepared to get in there and go swimming. And I'm like, well, I don't really swim. I call it drowning with style. And so if I'm in with Humdrum, I'm able to put out an ad and call it like swim champion or something, something cool, and then tell people, hey, I need a swimmer for these days, and we might be doing some life admin stuff. And then the people that are applying have already read that and go, oh yeah, I'm keen to do that, rather than kind of surprising them on the day. And
so and I think that's a really good point though as well. Not the drowning with style, I love that, but that's
it's
probably another point. But I think, and we talked just before about like what makes the support worker and like what's so important, but also I think there's a lot of responsibility on the company or the person, like being really clear with what they need, because like you said, then they can match that and go, that's actually not the job for me. I'm not the right support worker for that. I hate the pool. I can't swim.
Exactly.
Or go, no, that's something I'm actually really passionate about and I could really help you with that.
One of my favorite stories was I had a support worker help me. I'm a huge movie buff, and one of my supports would just help me catalog all the films I get in every week. And we had just some music on in the background. She was like, oh, it's so nice here. I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, well, I go to another participant and he's really lovely, but he loves like really heavy metal, intense music, and it makes it hard for me to focus. So we put out a support request and they found an ex-drummer that's a bit deaf in one ear. Yeah. He didn't care at all. So they were able to do his shifts and it was really chill.
Rocking it together, yeah.
But she had the courage to say, hey, maybe I'm not the best fit. Let's find someone who is. And then worked out for everyone involved.
That is so cool. And again, that there in its purest form is exactly what it should be about, right? Finding the right matches on both sides to make it really work and make a difference. Love that.
It's very different to, I want to stress this, very different to Tinder. There's no swiping in the app. So, yeah, it's definitely more professional relationship.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, tell me, I don't know if you've got like a message as such, but there would be so many employers out there that either currently employ someone with a disability or potentially have thought about it but don't currently do it. Like, do you have a message for those employers that, really to encourage them to step into that world and, like I said, open the possibility for someone with a disability?
I think, well, for me, like when I was given the opportunity to work in a supported workplace, I really valued it. Like you can ask my fiance. It's like I work above and beyond, and it's because I really value being given the opportunity to work. Like, it's not like, oh, I'll go somewhere else. If I find somewhere that supports me and that allows me to achieve my goals and feel supported and feel like a part of the community and the workplace there, then I find that I work extra hard because it's like, I'm given the opportunity to. I want to make the most of it. And for a lot of people I know with disabilities, they're always like, I just want to be given the chance to work. And we do employ a lot of participants that go on to do support work as well with us, and they do amazing work because they really I'm step up, and they're like, I love that I'm given the chance to show what I can do, and then they'll give back to the community. It's just so awesome. Not that our non-disabled employees aren't great,
no,
but it's just this like extra of like, they'll go to all the trainings, they'll call me with questions, they'll we'll be able to make adjustments to make it accessible because they're asking for that, whereas other employees might be like, oh, I don't want to rock the boat or anything. But finding ways to make it accessible from the get-go really helps with satisfaction on the workers' side.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally. Now, tell me a bit about, I feel like at times there's a lot of words thrown around the industry, and one at the moment I think is just independence. And I'm really interested from your side of things. Like, what does that actually mean to you? Because again, I hear a lot. We've talked a lot about support workers and stuff like that, and enabling people to be independent. But I think the perception versus reality of independence is very different for each person.
Yeah.
So, how do you define potentially independence? And more importantly, how have you found then working at Humdrum has really enabled that to happen?
I think independence is like, if you want to be able to do a task, having the independence could be having the tools to do that, but it could also mean having someone supportive to help you learn the skills. So like what I struggle with is that if someone's like, oh, I have a support worker that does cleaning, and they do cleaning, but you just kind of sit out and don't get involved. A good support worker will be like, cool, I'm going to clean, but I'm going to show you what I use. So that way, if you ever need to clean, you at least know what to tell people, and you can learn and upskill that way. And stuff like that, it really helps. Like, I go to the gym twice a week, if you couldn't tell.
Oh, I noticed, mate. So when you walked in, I noticed.
And like my support workers are really good at like, they'll set up the machines and stuff, but they'll make sure that I'm doing the exercise correctly, and they'll give me pointers, but they won't just like do it for me and go, oh yeah, he can sit back and do whatever and I'll do it while he's not paying attention. They make sure I'm involved, and even the gym there, they've gotten really involved and they know me, and like they, give my support workers pointers that then give me help. So that really helps my independence, giving me the ability to get there and work out my own time and just learn. I've learned so much through supports that I could only learn by getting directly involved and having them listen to what I needed and going from there.
Absolutely. And like you said, it's not having someone do it for you. Like that's not what you're after. That's not what you want. It's having someone that can guide you, can help you, give you the tools, but ultimately to be able to self-teach so that you can do it on a more consistent basis.
And now I know how to drill things into the wall, and I know what screws to use for what, and how to, there is lint in the dryer and you have to take it out. Otherwise you're going to burn the house down.
Absolutely.
If I didn't know that, I'm like, when I go to do it myself, if there's an issue, I'm like, oh no, I've already seen this with the support worker that told me that.
Yeah.
So
absolutely. I'm still trying to teach my wife about the lint thing in the dryer, so hopefully she's watching this
It
one.
is a sensory thing. It can be really hard, but no, it's good. Also really handy for kindling if you go on hiking and stuff. So we actually give one of them away to our support workers because his wife does a lot of hiking. So he'll take the lint out, put it in a little baggie and give it to her.
There you go. Well, maybe that's maybe my wife's secretly hiking every weekend. I just don't know about it, so that might be the thing. But no, awesome. All right, deal. We're going to dive now into the sharp 7. So I'm going to fire some questions at you, a bit more shorter and sharper. Are you ready to go with these?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. I still reckon you got a couple of puns left, so we'll see if you can slide them in before the end of it.
No stress, yeah.
All right. Question 1 is, what's your favourite thing to do in your spare time? Like, what do you love doing?
I'm huge movie buff and love music, and just getting involved in that kind of thing with friends is fantastic.
Yeah, okay. I love it. Okay. What's your favourite movie?
Oh, look. You'd think with all the films I've seen it'd be something auteur or like really obscure, but no, I love the SpongeBob movie, man. From 2004, cool. It's great.
Classic.
It's so good.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, and can you just solve a debate for me, because this comes up regularly? Die Hard, is it officially a Christmas movie or not? I've always wanted to know.
The amount of people I know that watch it at Christmas by virtue makes it a Christmas movie.
Agreed, exactly.
If you're watching it on Christmas,
yep,
it's a Christmas movie.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm glad that we got to the bottom of that. That's good to know. All right, question 2. What's a place that you'd love to visit one day? Like, what's on your bucket list?
I'd love to visit Japan. I had friends come back from there recently, and I've always been a bit nervous because it's so crowded and being blind and with mobility issues, but people there seem really nice, and it seems like a great way to get around. As someone that can't drive, that's how I found out I was blind. I went to get my license, and they were like, "Bro, you're blind." I was like, "They explained so much." So yeah, being able to walk the streets and stuff and not have to worry about cars and stuff would be amazing.
Yeah. Well, look, I definitely think keep that goal in mind and do what you can to get there, because it's a beautiful country, beautiful place, and really lovely people as well that are very helpful. So I think
that's
that'd
the Japan.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. All right. Now, the next one is, what's something that you do that makes you happy? Like, what's something consistent in your life that, I guess, gives you joy?
I love when we've had a new participant sign up and they've put out a request and they've found a support worker. I love hearing what they've been up to and what they've been able to achieve. That it really, sometimes you can get some bad phone calls or some stuff happen. And then when someone calls and goes, oh, it's been really great. We've been able to get to murder ball or wheelchair rugby for those that don't know. Or we've been able to go do this thing that I've always wanted to do. That really perks me up. I'm like, oh, yeah, we're really making a difference and we're really helping the people that need help. And it's the only downside is once they get going, I don't really speak to them much because they're busy living their life.
They're absolutely having fun.
It's it's awesome.
That is very, very cool. And they're those joyous moments that just make the work that all of you guys do so powerful. So that's really cool.
It is. And I get like positive feedback and I'm like, but I didn't really do anything. I just pointed you, you did it all. You're the awesome person. I just pointed you in the right direction.
But I think, and I can really relate to that point if I can stretch on that, only because, again, I get the same feedback at the expos that we run all the time. Everyone's like, thank you so much. This is amazing. And it's, I don't know, you feel, I'm like, all I did was bring everybody together. It's the great people in the room that have made the difference.
Exactly.
But I think what I'm coming to realize is that in itself is still super important. So I think likewise for you, it does sometimes feel like, oh, I was the really small part. I just pointed you in the right direction and said, this guy's great. But that connection is life-changing to so many people. So again, I think you should be really proud of that moment and learn to love and absorb it, because it is something that, I can definitely relate to. My next one is I think a tough one, but a good one. Like, what do you wish people out there in the community better understood about someone living with a disability?
I think when I was thinking about this, because I'd seen previous episodes, and I think for me, it's like I really wouldn't, I don't mind when people go to help, but being treated the same, as I am sitting down as I am standing up, that'd be huge for me. Like, because I notice when I'm sitting down, people chat to me normally, and sometimes when I stand up, they'll be like uneasy or unsure, and like, do I ask for help or do I not? And it's usually better, like, to just treat the person you would, and if they need a hand, they'll ask for it.
Yep.
I can't tell you the amount of times I've been given handshakes or just have people come up to me and go, I love what you do. I'm like, who do you, I don't know you.
Yeah.
You don't know me. I mean, I do awesome stuff, but you don't know. So, yeah, but treating people one-to-one, and then if they need help, they'll ask for it.
Yeah, definitely. No, very, very good message. What's one change that you would make to make the world more accessible?
I think as a blind person, just having more like audio cues around stuff would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It can be a bit hard, like navigating when I don't see something, or like the biggest pet peeve actually, Ubers, right? They're great, but the license plates can be so hard to read. Yeah. And then I'm squinting and it's like on an angle and I never know. So like just having things more visually viewable would be amazing.
Yeah, big time. I totally agree. And one of the recent guests that I've had, Jade, she is also legally blind, and she mentioned about menus at restaurants. And it's something so common that I just never even like grasped the fact, but she said how much she struggles with it and what a challenge it must be. And there must be so many of those little things through life that everybody else takes for granted that can be a real challenge for you. So I agree that the more that we can do from an audio perspective to make it easier for people with vision impairment is so important.
Yeah, I've noticed that a lot of people have been in the community have been wearing like the glasses with lenses on them, like the Meta glasses or whatever, because it can actually tell you what's in front of you.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Which is pretty amazing that they can just buy a regular pair of glasses, not specialized overpriced, and have that accessibility.
Yeah, it is very cool.
I might even looking to get some myself.
Well, I don't know if we have anyone from Meta listening in, mate. Well, I don't know if we have to get
hey, it's Meta. They're probably listening.
That's true. They're listening regardless.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fine.
Even if you turn on the privacy settings.
No, we love the great people at Meta. No, there are two more questions to go so we can bring it home. Firstly, who's someone that inspires you?
I think his name is Zach Anna. He's a content creator and does a lot of work in movie and TV shows for disability. And awesome. He's done shows like Speechless, hilarious. He has a YouTube channel with some of the funniest, like, it's not disability porn. It's literally just someone who lives with a disability who makes funny skits about it, but it's like really earnest and not like in your face, and it's so good.
That's awesome. Well, shout out to Zach. That's very, very cool. I love that. Oh, that's great. And my last question out of the Sharp 7 is one that we like to finish with everybody, which is, what does community mean to you?
I think it just means learning, getting to know your community and the people in it is huge. I met so many people through community that become so many big parts of my life. And it's just getting out there and outside of my comfort zone and, just
Totally.
getting out in the world.
Yeah, I love it. Love it. Well, Gil, I've had so much fun. I hope you have, but I've definitely had a lot of fun today. It's been great chatting.
I said about half as many puns as I wanted to.
I know. Well, I mean, there's a tiny bit left of time, so we'll see how we go. Otherwise, I'm sure off camera you'll get it in. But is there a message that you want to leave with our audience today, like whether it's something inspiring, whether it's just like a key message you want to deliver? The microphone is yours.
I think the main message is just treat people the way you'd want to be treated. Putting yourself in other people's shoes, even if they are like accessible shoes, really just makes a whole world of difference.
Big time. Big time. Well, like I said, Dil, I've had the greatest time, so thank you so much. We'll go back through the tape and we'll count the puns up and see how close we got to 5. But, mate, thank you again. I really do appreciate it.
Thanks so much.